Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is my channel, Novel Serendipity. This is going to be a book tag created by Madison from Princess of Paperback. Yes, I got your channel name right on the first try. Yes, I'm impressed with myself too. This is the stay-at-home book tag and I am going to just hop right into it because I can get chatty. The first question is Laying in Bed, a book you can read in one day. And I'm going to actually tell you about a book that I recently read in one day. It is Relentless by Karen Lynch, and I absolutely adore the series. This was a reread for me, and basically this follows a girl named Sarah, coincidentally. She doesn't spell her name with an H, so but anyways, we already know that her father was killed by a vampire and her uncle takes her in. What she doesn't know is that she isn't completely normal. She is actually found by some Mohiri warriors, which are basically like demon slayers, vampire slayers, that kind of thing. And the story just goes from there. This is a reread for me. I got a beautiful new covered edition from Alana from the Awkward Book Nerd, and I, one, adore her, and two, adore this new cover that I went out and bought. Well, not went out because you can't go out right now, but on Amazon I got book 2 and 3 because this is just a beautiful covered series. Next is Snacking, Name a Guilty Pleasure. And this one, I had a really hard time picking a book that I thought was like a guilty pleasure. At first I was thinking Twilight because I did like Twilight when I read them in high school, but I am now 27. So I don't know. I want to reread them at some point, but it's not the one I actually decided to pick. The book I actually decided to pick is out in the other room and I'm way too lazy to go out there and get it, but it is The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I know this isn't her best series, her best work, her best writing, but I actually really like this series. I really like books 1. I don't think I was a huge fan of book 2, but I don't know. It's a series that's just totally up my alley. A girl, again, who doesn't know basically who she is, what she is, and kind of goes from there, becomes kind of a badass, and that's totally like what I like. Also, it has the trope that I really like of overprotective males, so like I really like that. But that's just kind of the kind of books that I really like. Ordinary girls who aren't ordinary have to kind of go through that process. So my guilty pleasure, because I know a lot of people don't actually like Cassandra Clare's first series, and if they do, it's for like nostalgia reasons, or I mean, they might actually like it, but so that's the closest I'm going to get to a guilty pleasure. Next is Netflix. Name a book series that you want to start. And I actually have 2 because I'm not sure which one I'm actually going to be starting. I might even be starting them both next month, so I thought I'd just like name them both. The first one is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, the first book to the Grishaverse. It's the trilogy before the duology, and I really want to read the trilogy before I read the duology. I know you don't have to, but it's something that I really want to do, so I really want to start this. I know nothing about this series. All I know is it's about this like, I don't know, orphaned girl? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna start it, figure out what it is. I go into books almost 100% completely blind. I like it that way, so I never really have much to say about what the book is about because I have no idea until I finish reading it. So here it is. Next is Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adia, and I know this one is about a king or an emperor of some sort, I think, and he takes a different wife every night, and I'm assuming like sleeps with her or something like that, and then they all turn up dead, and so it follows this beautiful lady on the front, and I think her journey going through that process, except I don't think she dies. I heard this is like an Arabian Nights kind of retelling, so I'm just really excited to just dive right in. Next is Deep Clean. Name a book that's been on your TBR for ages. And this one I'm kind of embarrassed that it's been on my TBR for ages and I still haven't read it, but it's probably because it's so large. But that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and I know this is like an African inspired, I think it's placed in Africa, and I've heard that it has a lot of Avatar The Last Airbender feels to it, and those two things together sounds absolutely amazing, and that's what I know about this book, besides the fact that almost everyone I know on BookTube adores this book, so I should just get around to reading it, just pick it up. But yeah, here it is. Next is Animal Crossing. Name a book because of its hype. This one, a lot of people have been buying because of the hype. I just finished reading it like a week ago. I am so glad that I bought it because of the hype. It's one of my favorite books of 2020, one of my favorite books of like all time now. But that is House of Earth and Blood, the first in the Crescent City. I think there's going to be 4 books by Sarah J. Maas. I love this book so much. I had such an array of feelings when I was reading it that I don't think there's been a book in a very long time that made me feel the amount of feelings that this book made me feel. I highly recommend. Next is Productivity. Name a book where you learned something or a book that impacted you. And I would just like to point out that when I do book tags now, I try to pick books that I don't always talk about on my channel. And I did a really good job at not pointing out or picking Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini for one of these books. So yeah, but I am going to pick Snow Lane by Josie Angelini, and this is a really short middle grade book, but I do have a separate book review up just for this book. But there's so many different things about this book that did make me feel seen, did impact me in some way. It follows a young girl, I think her name is Annie. Yes. She's the youngest of 5 siblings. Everything she has are hand-me-downs. She kind of looked over. Her parents are kind of like, I wouldn't say haven't really given up, but they're tired. It also has a very religious base. I grew up in a family daycare, so even though I have 1 sibling, there was always 8 other kids in my house at all times. It kind of took my parents away from me a little bit, even though I know 100% that they love me. I have no doubt in my mind that they love me. But it also has some religious aspects. I grew up Lutheran, and Annie grows up in a very religious household, and what that means, my household wasn't super religious, but there were certain things that I was still expected to do. This kind of takes it to, I want to say, extreme or close to an extreme. So it kind of plays on that aspect as well. But I do go into a lot of depth of kind of what this book is and what it means to me as an individual in another video. I will link that up above and down below just so you can maybe check it out if you're interested. But it was really impactful, a very impactful read for me. Next is Facetime. Read a book that was gifted to you. I have a lot of books that were gifted to me since I started BookTube almost 2 years ago, so it was really hard for me to just pick one. But one book that I don't even know what it's about. I have no idea what this book is about, but it still means a lot to me. And it is The Serendipity of Flightless Things, and it's by Vinat Moser. I might be butchering that name, and I'm sorry. I have no idea what this is about. One, it has a beautiful, simple cover, but it was gifted to me by Kate from Chapter Kate and Leah from Where in the World is Leah Jane. We are part of this group chat we have for a very long time. We are each other's found family. I talk to them every single day. They mean the world to me. They are the first people I tell when something good or bad happens. I literally look at them as siblings at this point. But they both were able to go to a book convention and I wasn't able to go, and they bought me this book because my channel name is Novel Serendipity and this has Serendipity in the title. I just thought it was really cute. It was a really cute and thoughtful gift, and I just love them so much, so I picked this one. Next is Self. Name one thing that you've done for yourself recently. I think what I've done for myself recently during all of this is not expect too much of myself. I'm trying to become more productive and get things done, but I'm also not expecting too much of myself. So no, I do not put on makeup most days. I just did my makeup for the first time in like 2.5 weeks. I never do my hair. Some days I don't get dressed. I work from home right now, so not expecting too much out of myself is kind of what I've been doing for myself. And by doing that, I've kind of been giving myself time to recalibrate, and I've also been giving myself time to kind of think of new ideas, new video ideas, and all of that. So yes, I am coming back to BookTube. I am posting more. I just started my new channel, Travel Serendipity, for my journey as I get ready to move and after I move to Japan. And none of that I don't think would have happened if I was more strict on myself. So that's kind of what I've done for myself. And the last question is bonus. Name 2 books that are about to come out. Sorry, coming out soon. I actually picked 2 books because I'm really excited for 2 books. The first one is coming out sooner than the other ones, but I wanted to name them both. Anyways, the first one that I'm super excited about is Empire of Gold, book 1 of the City of Brass trilogy, or Devabad's trilogy. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I think it's called the Devabad. trilogy. I don't know. But it's so amazing. It is also Middle Eastern, Egyptian, like that vicinity. They travel around a lot in the series, so it's kind of around there. It has a lot of cultural things. It has some good romances. Yes, romances. Good adventure, good mystery, a good political intrigue. This series has everything. And the Empire of Gold comes out June 11th as of right now. I don't know if that's going to be pushed off or if it has been pushed off, because I feel like it was originally going to come out in May. But with all of the things happening in the world right now, all these releases are being pushed. So this question is to help authors and publishers and all of the above with kind of pointing out some books that you might want to get excited about and to even pre-order. The other one isn't coming out for a while, but it's still less than 6 months. And that is Ironheart, and it is book 2 to the Crier's War trilogy. I don't actually know what the trilogies are even called. I just know what the books are called, which I'm really excited about. I just read this, I think, last month. Fell in love, absolutely love it. It's a female romance and like a human slash cyborg romance. It has different point of views of the two main characters, but this book also has romance, it has political intrigue, it has action, it has everything that I want in a book. But book 2, Ironheart, comes out September 8th. So that's a book to really get excited about. I have been kind of talking about this book a couple times. I love reading the reviews on Goodreads for this book because I really did enjoy this book. It has a really good sci-fi slash fantasy mix going on as well, which I just really appreciate. So that concludes this tag. Thank you so much, Madison, for making it. It was actually really fun. Like I said, I haven't really been doing tags a lot lately because I feel like I talk about the same books over and over again, but I have actually been reading a lot more in the past couple of months, and not necessarily because of the pandemic going on, just because I think it's more like escapism, not because I have more time or anything. It's just that's how I've been wanting to spend my free time. Thank you again, Madison, for making this tag. I loved it, and I'm going to tag the following people. If you've already been tagged or if you've already done this tag, I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can maybe name 5. I'll go with my regulars. Kate from Chapter Kate, Leah from Where in the World is Leah Jane, Jade from Jaded Reader, Princess from Castle Library, and Noria from Noria Reads. I don't think any of you have done this tag yet. This is gonna be a push of, yeah. I know a few of you don't usually do tags. Noria usually does tags, and I love her tags. I'm looking at you 5. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. I love. Bye.